True North Reviews, True North Reviews, True North Reviews.
Hey there, welcome to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we are discussing the KALEO record, Surface Sounds. This is the latest LP from KALEO, an Icelandic rock band that won me over last decade with their surprisingly rooted American sound. Their record A/B has some of my favorite rock songs from the 2010s. I find myself routinely going back to tracks like No Good, Way Down We Go, Automobile, and even All the Pretty Girls, since that one shows off the group's folksier versatility. And that's really this band's greatest strength and ability, in my opinion, to be versatile. That and their frontman JJ, who I'm not afraid to say has one of the most dynamic voices in modern rock today. He honestly can go from passionate growling to tender falsettos better than most singers. And yes, that's even within the same song sometimes. What's not on the same song or even coming out in the same year it was announced, for that matter, is this record, Surface Sounds itself. This is one of those albums from 2020 that faced numerous COVID delays to a point where it was postponed indefinitely. KALEO and Weezer and many other rock bands decided to push off to 2021. Makes sense that they want to tour the albums they're putting out. I'm just happy that they're coming back around the same time as each other. I've been counting down the weeks and Surface Sounds is finally here, and I wanted to take some extra time to digest it. So what do we get? Well, it's a good record, and I think running through the tracks is the best way to go about it. For starters, Brother Run Fast is a doom-filled and dystopian opener. It embraces the deserted and desolate atmosphere that I think majority of this record is attempting to carve out. For those that heard the teasers on Surface Sounds, Break My Baby is still on the record. It was a single from 2020. Definitely a catchier counterpart of the first two songs to get the ball rolling. I love Break My Baby's slow, brooding riff, the smooth falsettos and silky guitars. Even the outro builds with captivating texture and dynamics. It will likely have you pressing replay. To the track Alter Ego, I wasn't too big on it when it first dropped, since it reminded me a lot of Sunday Driver by the Raconteurs, but the track's anthemic energy and female vocals are hard to pass up. Continuing the record, Free the Slave is a bit more of a derivative cut on the project. The riffage is just straight Black Keys or Rival Sons. However, I can't get over the hefty growls of JJ. Also, the tune itself is like No Good from A/B, but maybe not as snappy or instantly recognizable. I think that's the best way to describe it. Dialing up the volume, Skinny is a tune that starts fairly stripped back, but quickly intensifies into a wall of distorted guitars. The track is great. The only part that loses me is its primal lyrics about being skinny and hungry, and you either love me or hate me. It's all very black and white. The record then veers into a very poppy direction for one song. Can't help but to think it was done deliberately to contrast the track Skinny. That said, the song's pop counter-argument comes on Hey Gringo, which has a fantastic groove and slick guitar lead. The production is by far the glossiest and most sterile on the project. Don't worry though, the track's soul and energy are still there on Hey Gringo. It is an absolute treat to hear the countless instruments. I'm talking horns, harmonica, cowbell, guiro. They threw everything but the kitchen sink at this, and it all mixes very well. You'd think it'd be a case where things are too busy, they get chaotic, but they really don't. If anything, it is the opposite. The slow burns on this record leave some things to be desired. In particular, on the tracks My Fair Lady and Backbone, JJ jumbles his words. I'm not too sure if these vocal performances were meant to be an homage to someone specific, but they just sound messy. And mind you, the tunes are just so undercooked that they fly by with no vigor or excitement. Thankfully, a better attempt at a tune appears on I Want More, which has whistles reminding me of birds chirping. I love the mood this track elicits with a sense of nostalgia. I also appreciate the shape and structure. It builds so organically and the dynamics swell with ease. Another case where dynamics play a vital importance to this record is on the track I Walk on Water, which is the album's lengthiest composition and benefits well from a gospel choir. No doubt adds a climactic conclusion. Shamefully Ironically though, this record ends on another song, Into My Mother's Arms, which I get that it's meant to be an expansive atmosphere swirling with its icy and volcanic, very nature-dependent production style, but the tune just fizzles out and frankly doesn't start with much either. Starting with a lot of power and interest though is this album. I think it's a fine stepping stone in terms of a progression for KALEO's discography. No, it's not the most mind-altering or bending rock record, but it's not trying to be anything it's not, and sometimes that's enough to be enjoyable. Beware some of the raw production qualities on Surface Sounds. It's alright, not the best sounding rock album either, but if you can excuse some of its flaws, I think you might enjoy this record a bit more. With all that being said, I'm going to give KALEO a 7 out of 10. There's the review for today. Make sure you guys sound off down below in the comments. Tell me what you guys think of this music, whether you agree or disagree. I'm here to engage with you guys. If you'd like to leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town, I'd appreciate that. As always, thanks for watching, and have a rockin' day.